Hello and welcome to the Decibel Boost Podcast, the official music podcast of the website Surreal Resolution. I'm your host, Robert, aka King Explosion Murder. And with me, I have...
I'm Mark, and technology hates me.
Yes, it does. Seriously, you have no idea how hard it is to do this when it's just, like, the two of us. Because, like, I try to call Mark over Skype to record these episodes, and... for some reason, it doesn't go through, but he can call me perfectly fine. Like,
yeah, I don't get that. He asked me, I try clicking the damn button, it won't fucking click for some damn reason. Like, this thing is frustrating to me. And I even updated my Skype. The shit don't work. I don't get this bullshit.
It just hates Mark specifically. But yeah, anyway, episode 40.
We're middle aged now.
Officially. And once again, for like the second week in a row, this is another 2-man show. Well, third total 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Apparently Alex has a little extended asylum stay, and he could only get us a couple of recordings beforehand before some things happened.
Yeah, we tried getting him out earlier, but guards put the shoot at us.
Yeah, I think they found out about the cake thing.
Oh yeah.
Look, how was I supposed to know that a cake was not the best way to smuggle in Skittles? In fact, all we really have is those recordings and this little message that he left us earlier, in the week. I've got some bad news, guys. They took away my internet privileges after they caught me and Sergeant Pepper doing some things on it. Even worse, they've moved me to a solitary cell here, and it's gotten so much worse. Every day, the clanging of darts hitting my wall, the constant annoyance and bitching from my cellmates, and the torture. Non-stop country music, butt rock, and worst of all, Creed and Nickelback! Wait, aren't Creed and Nickelback and butt rock like the same thing? That's kind of redundant. Holy crap, he is going insane. I don't know if I'll survive here, but I'll do my best to get out of here as soon as possible. Oh no, they're coming to get me. Please keep everyone alert of the terrible torture.
We need to save him next episode.
Yeah, we'll figure out something. Maybe. It'll probably involve memes. It's all I know.
And this Glock.
Whoa. Mark, calm down. Where'd you even get that?
From a friend.
Right. I won't ask any further. So, anyway, moving on to other things. How have things been going on your end? Keeping busy with writing and whatnot?
Yeah, basically that. I've been reading. Yeah, that's me, all right.
And busy with works and whatnot.
Yep, yep, just that, and also, I could say it's actually finally sunny, and not just sunny, then rain, then sun, then rain, then. Mostly no bipolar weather.
Yeah, it was pretty consistently sunny down here the past couple days. Maybe a little bit to a fault, because then I have to crank up the AC in the car just so I can, drive comfortably. It's just, it feels like baking in an oven in there.
Yeah, that part does suck.
Yep.
Still, at least it's consistent and not just sun next day and sun next minute, then rain, then repeat, then rinse, repeat, blah blah blah, that same shit.
True. Anyway, on my end, I actually played my second show with my current band this past weekend. Back in the good old stage of Churchill's. Haven't played there in like 2 years. In fact, I remember the last time I played there was like the last show I played with my previous death metal band before things kind of went off the rails.
Oh yeah, that's right. You get this. You do another bit at that time.
Yep. Life is most definitely a bitch. So yeah, it felt weird getting back up on that stage. Although, as soon as the show was over, I was like, man, it feels like I never left. Still got it! Yeah, I know, I'm only 23. I didn't ever really lose it to begin with. Fuck you.
Damn.
But anyway, yeah, pretty fun set. I mean, there was some other pretty good bands there. Hellfire Cave Cult, I believe. No, wait, Carrion Cult, Hellfire Death Cult, Caveman Cult, there were a lot of cults at this show. And then the big headliner, Amine, which I mainly recognize as being originally formed with members that I think went on to form Decibel, or I might be mixing up my metal history here. But anyway, yeah, it was a pretty fun show.
Oh, all right then. It's good for you. Man. It's good. I mean, it's good to know you're rocking out there and enjoying doing it.
It's the only useful skill I have apart from editing podcasts. Someone please keep me company here. I'm so very lonely. And not you, Mark. Not like last time.
I didn't say that.
Seriously, dude, you were stealing my vanilla Cokes out of my fridge. I paid for those.
I was thirsty. I paid you back.
Yeah, with memes.
Don't you? Would you love memes?
Yes, I do love memes, but unfortunately, the American capitalist economy does not function on memes yet.
It will soon enough.
Yes, eventually. But anyway, there was just that. And just finishing up some things for the site. In fact, I was just finishing a review, like, right before I did this call. I'll be sure to plug that at the end of the episode.
I wonder what that will be.
Actually, there's technically 2 reviews I got coming up soon, but you'll know that when you get to it. And that's basically about it for the formalities. So, as usual, let's jump right into the nonsense with the new song releases from the past week or so of note. As always, there will be a playlist down in the description, so you can follow along and check out this music as well, and then, follow along for our opinions and whatnot. So, let's start off with a 1-2 punch of some metal. Right at the top, grindcore act Leng Tch'e, a name which I'm mainly familiar with. I became familiar with after downloading Relapse Records' 25th anniversary compilation, which had 180 songs or so, and Leng Tch'e was one of the featured artists. And then I checked out the rest of their discography. Some pretty solid grind in there. And they've announced a new album due out August 25th called, Razor Grind. See, there's kind of a one-track mind there.
Razor Grind. And
they premiered the first single from the album, Cirrhosis. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. It sounds like some kind of a medical condition. Or maybe it's something they made up. Who knows?
It kind of does sound like some. You got cirrhosis.
Oh no! Wait, what is that?
I don't know. Something. I don't know. A tapeworm in your ass.
Sounds sexy. But yeah, this song is pretty much about 2.5 minutes or so. Short, sweet, pretty to the point. The drums are pretty heavy with plenty of D beats, blast beats, mixed in with these massive thrashing and grooving riffs. The vocals are, of course, distorted as hell. They shriek, high-pitched, but also bellow in these very low guttural tones. It just hits hard all around. It's about what you expect. Leng Tch'e have been pretty, consistently grinding their way through album after album, and you should pretty much know what to expect from this song, as well as this upcoming release. I'm sure it'll be an entertaining listen overall. Now, moving on to the next song. One of my favorite songs from last year's Adult Swim Singles program was the track Short Life by Brooklyn-based black metal act Sannhet. And as it turns out, they've announced a new album also due out August 25th called So Numb, their 3rd release overall, and they premiered the new single titled Way Out. And it's stylistically in line with what you can expect from their prior works. The intro has this very somber guitar chords and this very chorus-laden lead melody mixed in with these pounding drums and toms and whatnot. Then, of course, as the song goes along, it alternates back and forth between the typical melancholic shoegaze stuff and then into, the harsher, grainier kind of black metal digressions. Where the drums become more muted and muddied by, the fuzzy, airy, howling sounds of the guitars. And, of course, even towards the end, where, the chords and the chorus effects, just build and layer into this swelling, airy, depressing, dark mass. It's pretty good stuff, especially considering how much I've mentioned I'm not a big black metal guy. The songwriting here and the actual, structure and everything is much more sweet and to the point than anything else I've heard from the genre, and I'm pretty much looking forward to So Numb. It could be a pretty good release. Now, speaking of Adult Swim Singles adjacent stuff, let's get to this week's Adult Swim single. This one coming from a feature on the Noise compilation, the Canadian Inuk throat singer Tanya Tagaq. Yeah, Canadian.
Tagaq. Okay.
Yeah, Tagaq. What? I'm not seeing what's so wrong with that name.
Tagaq. I'm not. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the name. I'm just saying, like, okay, then to go to the song. Yeah, the song is called Frostbite. This is like when I listen to the song, it sounds like this very, very weird, like, horror movie sounding, like, type of song. It's like you hear like these little these voices, like, during the first few minutes, and with this very ambient sound, then it looks like you hear all these, like, warbling voices all around, like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, it's this kind of complex mix. There's, like, this sort of general reverberating, like, shimmering synth, the sounds of nature with, like, bird chirps and some light thunder, and then the vocals, there isn't really, like, lyrics, clearly. It's more a mood piece, so the vocals are more, there's, like, these mid-range grunts, some operatic highs, and then some of, like, the deeper, like, throat singing here and there. And then, like, all of this, by the end, it swirls together into sort of more noisy, massive sounds.
Yeah, it's definitely one of that type of sound that is, like, it is the type of sound that is, like, that ambient sound that you could probably play in the background whenever you're, I don't know, need some work done, or you want, like, have some weird sounds playing around your house or something like that. I could see, something like that once you're playing that.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid track overall. So that's how many tracks we're on so far? 5, right?
Yeah, 5.
Good to know. Let's see where the rest of this compilation takes us in the future. We're still pretty young, all things considered.
Yep. Still got a whole nother year to go, or another, I guess, in 48 weeks.
Yeah, about another 11 months or so.
Yeah, damn.
So anyway, moving on. Again, to another veteran of Adult Sims compilations, Clams Casino, who today, in fact, around noon or so, dropped a free mixtape, the 4th in his instrumental series, which, contains all the beats that he's produced for various artists. This one in particular includes beats he's done for guys like Vince Staples and Danny Brown. But what we're here to talk about in particular is one of the original tracks that he released as a preview. It's a song called Wavey.
And it's definitely what the title implies. This is a very wavy sound. This definitely a beat, like, I could see somebody like either somebody like Danny Brown or maybe Earl Sweatshirt doing something on this. But as by itself, it's a very chill virtual instrumental that's definitely easy to vibe to. I mean, whether you singing on somewhere or not, it's still a very chill beat.
Yeah, Fight Thing, you say, like, Danny Brown or Earl Sweatshirt. I could actually imagine this more being, like, a Vince Staples beat. Maybe that's because I've been jamming a lot of Big Fish theory recently. But, like, with the wavy, warbled synths and the bass, the trap drums, and, of course, the friggin' sounds of nature with the tweeting birds and shit. Yeah, this sounds more like, I don't know, something that maybe he never got to do for Vince or something.
Oh yeah, that is. Yeah, they're true. Considering like Clams is nowhere near on Big Fish theory.
That is true, but we got a pretty good track out of this, so
yeah, pretty solid.
And maybe I should download the mixtape at some point.
Yeah, you have to do that too. Like once you get some free time.
Anyway, moving on to the next song on the list, Prog Metaller's TesseracT have premiered a new single. Well, apropos of nothing really, although they are going on a tour pretty soon, so I guess this is a good way to drum up some hype. The track is called Smile. It's not currently linked to any album as far as we know. And when the last time they came out with a new album, I had it in sort of my honorable mentions for the year 2015, because there were some pretty good songs on Dystopia, but this song, it's only really okay. Like, there isn't really a anything distinct to it. It just sounds like your very standard, very pretty, melodic gent track. The verses are very, sparse and kind of empty, mostly with light vocals, these spaced out synths, and this kind of drum sound that's like kind of faded into the background. The chorus is very nice sounding, but as a whole, there isn't much to it apart from some kind of okay guitar grooves here and there. It's just kind of basic by TesseracT standards. It's okay, but I expect a little bit more of them. And believe it or not, we actually have opinions from Alex on this song, so let's see what he had to say about it.
God damn, TesseracT, that guitar tone is great. For a work in progress track, this is pretty solid, and it's making me pretty excited for that fourth TesseracT album. Whenever the hell that's going to be. Please be soon. Please be soon.
Thanks for that. I'm still amazed you managed to get out of recording before they sent you to the gulag.
Yeah. We're still working on plans to get you out.
Yeah, don't worry. This is going to work this time. We contacted the Acme Corporation, and their shit never backfires.
Yeah.
I mean, unless your name is Wile E. Coyote, then you're fucked. And we got another song here of the metal variety. As Alex mentioned on a previous episode, those who had the ability to, at least on Apple Music, pre-order the upcoming Brendon Small album, Galacticon 2 Become the Storm, already would get access to 2 new songs. And now he's made one of those songs public and available for, my consumption. The first single from the album, which for the record is due out August 25th, is called My Name is Murder. Just take in that gloriously cheesy titling. Dig it in. And of course, right out of the gate, it comes swinging with this really thrashy guitar riff, complemented with some fast, just brutally pummeling, pounding toms. And of course, Brendon's vocals still doing just the deep guttural, it's like Nathan Explosion never really left. The chorus of the song has, even more rapid fire musicianship with this very offbeat, double bass and snare rhythmic accentuation. The solo, it kind of bounces back and forth between like some pretty, fast shreds, and then a much slower and more heavy groove with some brief bits of synthesized vocals in there. And even towards the end, just the fills and everything just gets more aggressive and pounding and hard hitting. Man, it's almost like this is really Death Clock 4. Now, where's my last season?
Somewhere in the realm of a Doomstalk's album.
Haha, very funny, Mark. But anyway, yes, the motherfucker is back, and I am now sufficiently hyped for Galacticon 2. And I'm really hoping I get that test pressing vinyl, just so I can rub it in Alex's face.
Welcome back, Death Clock. Brendon Small and Brian Beller and Gene Hoglan. And this song just kills. It really feels like it could have been off of the Death Album 3 with how tight Brendon's guitar tone is. Like, is it August yet? We've got Stephen Wilson's album coming out August 18th and Galacticon 3 a week after that. I need it, man. Like SpongeBob needs water, like Yuri needs his silvery-haired Russian husband. I need it.
Anyway, we got a few more songs here to cover. At this point, the soundtrack to HBO Silicon Valley has been pretty officially released.
Yep.
I mean, heck, the current season, I think, ended this past weekend, so, why not? But we had one more single released from that album, and Mark, take it away.
Yes, the legendary members. The Wu-Tang Clan. They come with this one called Don't Stop. And I gotta say, this is classic Wu-Tang I'm hearing. This is definitely the Wu-Tang people missed and loved. I mean, it is very braggadocious rap that sounds so good with verses from Raekwon, Method Man, and Inspector Deck. And we'll hope for Master Killer. And not to mention the production is so far. It's that classic RZA produce. RZA sound that like I said, most of us we really kind of want that sound, considering we didn't get that from A Better Tomorrow, which I didn't feel that much of that after all. And yeah, I gotta say this is a damn good track. It almost made me wonder, damn, this is to Silicon Valley. It's like I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It's similar to that series. You know, the one from Mike Judge. Okay.
Which I still need to watch.
Yeah, so do I. I ain't want to say either. But yeah, like I said, this song is so damn good. Like, so fucking good.
And now, let's move on to the opposite of so damn good.
Oh.
You thought I was gonna skip out on this, didn't you? But nope, I brought it in here specifically to torture you.
What? You just okay. First DJ Khaled. Now, okay, fine. So Drake released this new song for me. He did this thing for fucking Louis Vuitton, the fashion show. He did this song called Signs. And you know what? I just do it like once or twice or 3 times. And you know what? Fuck it. It's fucking boring. It's the same dancehall shit he been doing since One Dance. Only this is worse than One Dance. The beat sounds like somebody did this shit on a Casio keyboard. I can do this shit with my mouth like this. That sounds so damn cheap and stale. And do you even give a fuck? Do you give a fuck at this point? Like really? Like I even like. Like, okay, for real, like, I don't hate Drake, but Drake does not make shit that I wanted to go back to. Like, you're proving that people just won't listen to it because you're you. Like, this is trash. This is garbage. Like, no, I don't listen about your problems about some bullshit I don't care about. I don't even care what he said about the damn song. I just got so bored. I got the part with the very stale beat, the very stale dance hall, fake dance hall beat of this shit. No, fuck this. I'm out. Like, no, don't bother.
Dance hall? More like dunce hall, am I right?
I suffer with this and 87 minutes of DJ Khaled.
Hey, if I had to sit through Katy Perry, you have to take that bullet too. Fair is fair.
I know fair is fair, but guess what? Mine was 30 minutes longer than Katy Perry.
Perhaps.
It was the length of Pootie Tang. It was the length of motherfucking Pootie Tang.
You know, I've never actually seen Pootie Tang.
They might want to fix that.
So I've heard. But now we can move on from the ranting and raving and evilness to last song of the week. So, we have the second single from Fall Out Boy's upcoming September 15th release, Mania. As I may have mentioned, the last song, Young and Menace, I didn't like it very much. Not much at all. It was obnoxious. It was probably the most annoying, irritating thing that this band has ever released in their entire fucking career. And I know that because I may or may not have been on a bit of a Fall Out Boy kick recently. I even finally got around to checking out their last album. You know, the one that had Uma Thurman and Centuries on it. And, you know, listening to the classics of old, getting reacquainted with the band I almost kind of forgot about. And so for this song, it's less annoying, that's for sure. There isn't the annoying chipmunk squeals or blares of really bad electronics, but it's just kind of okay. Like, it doesn't do as much interesting stuff as, like, say, interpolating the melody of Tom's Diner or sampling the Munsters theme. Okay, the guitar licks that are here are kind of this very Western, kind of Tarantino-ish sort of thing. Okay, it's just kind of the usual, as I said, pop stuff, but the weird thing that kind of stands out to me is that the lyrics of this song are oddly simple and easy to comprehend. Like, okay, the usual shtick with Fall Out Boy, and part of their appeal is the way they string together bloated, overly verbose words into phrases that don't make a lot of sense. I still don't know what it means to be 2 quarters and a heart down, for example. Or, like, you know, what it means to let the guitar scream like a fascist.
Uh-huh.
I could go on here, but we don't have time. But the song lyrics here, not only is the message simple, but the wording itself is pretty basic itself. Like, if I can get through this, I can do anything. That's basically the chorus. And, you know, there's other lines where, like, you know, Patrick Stump is singing about how he's, like, the champion for those who don't believe in champions. It's just a song about trying to persevere through adversity and going through, you know, coming out on top. Also unrelated, but for some reason the music video has skateboarders, people dressed in llama outfits, and Post Malone.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was in that video.
Who exactly is Post Malone again, and why am I supposed to care?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm guessing some fat dude looking guy that, I don't know, likes to rap and sing and play guitar.
And hang out with Ethan from H3H3, I guess. But, you know, getting back on topic, yeah, I guess I like it more than Young and Menace just by the virtue of not being obnoxious as hell. But at the same time, it's weirdly the most nondescript, like, anonymous Fall Out Boy song I've heard in a while. And I'm kind of in a place where I don't really know what to expect from Mania at this point, to be honest. But we got another 3 or so months, so we'll see. But that about covers the new song discussion for this week, so we're going to take a little break, and then when we come back, we got news to discuss.
Stay tuned.
And we're back. Unfortunately, this first story is a little bit of a downer, and since it's more within Mark's realm of expertise, I'll just let him go on this.
Yeah, unfortunately, on June 20th, a week like before we recorded this, Prodigy, you may know as one half of the group Mobb Deep, has passed away at the age of 42. Now, I mean, Mobb Deep, as Mobb Deep, as the classic hip hop group, from Queens, who released albums like The Infamous, Murder Music, got some songs such as Quiet Storm, Survival of the Fittest, my favorite, Shook Ones Part 2. But yeah, this death just seemed all so sudden. Like, he passed away at 42. That's too damn young. And the thing is, it has something to do with complications because he's been dealing with sickle cell anemia like throughout mostly his whole life, like, which is, of course, that is like something that can't stop you to the time. Although at first they said it's because there was unknown, but then when he said he choked on an egg while being hospitalized, it's like, okay, really? Like, okay, I know, okay, that seems like kind of, I want to say tasteless, but it's like saying, yeah, like, saying you choked on an egg, that sounds sort of, what's what I'm looking for? Stupid? Yeah, stupid. Yeah, it seems like I didn't give a fuck when y'all report his death. It's like, I know he has some shows shows some restraint, because the man just died, and believe me, like, the dude is a legend among hip hop fans, among everybody. Like Niles, the one, we first heard from Niles when he was posting Instagram of him saying RIP to him. Let's say this. Like, hip hop has definitely lost a legend who's been working for 2 decades. This is definitely a great loss to somebody who made that grimy street New York sound that we all come to know and love. And Mobb Deep, especially during the early days, they were fucking good. They were fucking amazing. Like Quiet Storm, I know them through Quiet Storm. The first time I listened to them, I still say Shook Ones is my favorite joint of them, because I'd be saying that'd be my anthem if I played that almost every day. But yeah, man. I wish our condolences to Havoc, the Nas, the Alchemist, all his partners, all his friends, family. I wish all y'all my condolences. You realize a man who really brought his end game when it comes to rap.
Damn terrible.
And at 42. Too fucking young, man. Too fucking young.
Well, I don't have much to add to that, so I suppose we gotta move on.
Yeah.
Next story. Involving some shenanigans on the end of Spotify. You know, the thing we all use to stream music all the time and whatnot. So, apparently, they've been testing out this new feature, or rather, specifically a sponsored songs ad unit. Specifically, what this means is that record labels can pay Spotify to have songs show up on playlists, both user-created and, manufactured by artists and whatnot. Now, in the streaming terms, this would basically be equivalent to the practice of payola, an illegal tactic where labels would pay radio stations to play their music. Pay to play, essentially.
Yeah.
Now, theoretically speaking, this could technically be legal if it's all fully disclosed, but it's still generally viewed as somewhat tasteless. And here's the thing, you wouldn't really know which songs are sponsored and which one is not, unless you're a paid member of Spotify, where you can opt out of the payola features, which, just seems like a really scummy attempt to try to coax people out of more money.
Basically, and wait, hold up. I recently signed up for premium shit. The 3 months for $10 thing. What does that mean for? So does that mean that shit? What does that mean for me? And I make playlists.
Good luck. You're probably gonna have to start being more meticulous in how you track the information. Like, you're gonna have to keep charts of this shit, man.
Oh damn.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm doing the story for my play, but what the fuck is DJ Khaled doing here? 87 minutes.
You don't let that go, will you?
Hey, as long as it stops being funny.
Okay, I'll stop. So, alright, so... Okay,
moving on.
Yeah, let's move on.
So, last week, Mark discussed the double XL freshman class for the year of 2017, and now we have a couple of updates, 2 separate stories that actually tie back to a couple of the members of that freshman class.
So, Amine got a new album coming out.
His debut, in fact.
Yeah, his debut called "Good for You," and we got his album cover, which he just sitting on the toilet. Like, okay, that's it. He's just sitting on the toilet, and it just says "Good for You." Like, good for me for what? I'm looking at this album art.
He clearly doesn't care what you think, which, well, I mean, if you saw the t-shirt he was wearing on that freshman issue cover.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, you got that to look forward to in about a month from now.
Yeah. And now for another story, our favorite punching bag, XXXTentacion, he has to postpone his tour because he's saying he's gonna lay low for a round, as he on his Instagram. Dear fans and supporters, I'm postponing the tour and giving a full refund to everyone that purchased a ticket due to my cousin being shot yesterday. I want to be by his side. I apologize to everyone I'm supporting. I am and must choose to maintain my mental health and physical health before anything. We'll have fun and meet soon. Florida. Wait, that's you. Since I will be home, I will do your show. But after that, I'm disappearing for a while. I love you all. XXX. Although, okay, that may seem like a valid reason, but it is, well, considering you heard the stories about him getting beat up in his shows, like, a lot, like, maybe that could be another reason too, considering, like, you got beat the fuck up a lot.
Yeah.
The other reason, that's valid. That's valid because, that's a valid reason to stop, but I will say the other reason is too, because you keep on getting your ass kicked.
Right. Yeah, it seems like he's been going through a lot of stuff, and especially at the age he's at, which I think he's like 19.
I think he's 19.
I can't imagine all this stuff being, like, in all seriousness, I can't imagine all this being easy on him.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a case of too famous, too young, you know?
Mainly that.
But who knows what exactly will happen with this man in the future. Maybe he'll mature at some point. Maybe. But anyway, moving on from upcoming rappers to hip-hop veterans. As we may have mentioned earlier in the year, the classic hip-hop duo of Eric B. and Rakim announced that they were going to be reuniting at some point in 2017. And now we have confirmation of what their first major performance will be for the year. So far, it's looking like their only real scheduled performance, but it's a pretty big one. On July 7th, exactly 30 years since the release of their classic album Paid in Full, they will be giving a one-night-only performance of the album in its entirety at the legendary Apollo Theater in Harlem.
Oh, that is classic indeed.
Yeah, man, that's such a perfect confluence of events and locations and shit, man. You got the Apollo, you got Paid in Full, you got Eric B. and Rakim in the same place. Now, who knows if there's going to be any more shows after this? I mean, so far this is the only one.
Yeah, it's basically one night only. It's like, I guess it must be that premiere thing. You just have to go.
Yep. If only I had the money. Or if Mark had the money.
Yeah, that too.
Or, if he would stop holding out and show me his teleporter already. I know you have one, motherfucker.
It broke, okay?
Oh, that is such bullshit. If your teleporter broke, how do you explain, again, raiding my fridge for vanilla Cokes?
It was a robot. I had to send a robot to get it.
Yeah, sure. Robot.
Either that or someone's framing me.
Sure. They're framing you. Right.
It could be Tyler.
It very well could be. Although, honestly, I think Tyler would, he wouldn't raid my fridge if I had vanilla Cokes. He'd raid my fridge if I had, Baja Blast. Or if I had a double chalupa from Taco Bell. That thing is just a fried trough of meat, and for some reason, I like it. Help me.
It's like a little boat of meat and cheese and all the other shit in it.
But we're getting off topic here, so trying to bring it back here, close this out. Again, who knows what else these two could have in store? I mean, this is a very specific confluence of events for one show, but this can't just be it. This can't just be all. I mean, it's got to be, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the night of they unveil, like, more tour dates.
Asshole. It could happen.
And, by the way, where's my Eric B. and Rakim Adult Swim single?
Wait, shit, I forgot they have a single coming out. I forgot they do a single coming out.
I mean, I would hope they would. I know it's a pipe dream, but come on. Come on, Jason, you gotta make those connections work. Anyway, last story for this week. It's a festival announcement. It's called the Sound on Sound Festival. This is the second year of this festival. It's from the same team behind the long-running Fun Fest. Much like that festival, this one's taking place in Austin, Texas, specifically in Sherwood Forest. And, I'm going to be honest, this very well could be one of the best festival lineups I've ever seen, but that's only because it's also one of the weirdest. Like, none of these pieces fit together in any kind of really coherent way, but if we're just talking quantity of good acts that I want to see at a festival, you're pretty much like set here. So we're going to start right from the top here, and as we go on, you'll see exactly what I mean by these pieces don't fit together. The top billed act right at the top of this poster is the indie rock darlings Yeah Yeah Yeahs, who have been kind of on an informal hiatus for quite a while. Perhaps you remember their song Maps from, trying to sing in a rock band and failing miserably. I'm not a good singer, okay? Moving on, we have Grizzly Bear, Iggy Pop, The Shins, Blood Orange, the doom metal act Electric Wizard. We got Pusha T, Kalani, Vince Staples, stoner metal icon Sleep.
Okay, this is getting weird.
Alternative rock act Taking Back Sunday. We got Washed Out, Industrial Meddlers Ministry, Dinosaur Jr., Japan Droids, Real Estate, Diggable Planets. That's an interesting one.
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
For those who forgot, that's the project that the Palseer was in before Shabazz Palaces.
Yeah.
We have Metalcore Veterans Converge, of course. Ariel Pink, Foxygen, hardcore punk act The Story So Far, death metal icons Cannibal Corpse, Cloud Nothings, Japanese doom metalers Boris, Twin Peaks, Citizen, Survive, indie rockers Cherry Glazer, Turnstile, which is basically just Snapcase for people who like expanding brain memes, thrash metalers Power Trip, which I can't believe I only recently found out about them. You people need to tell me more about these things. Like, seriously, Nightmare Logic might very well be one of the best metal albums of the year. Anyway, Blank Mass, Snow the Product, black metalers Wolves in the Throne Room, punk rockers The Menzingers, Mannequin Pussy, yes, really, and a bunch of other stuff who the names escape me. I've never heard of. But yeah, we got through about halfway through the list, almost, like slightly more. And okay, we're seeing indie rock, we're seeing punk, stoner metal, death metal, bunch of rappers, some electronic stuff. Like, this is just like a string of bands.
Yeah, mostly a lot of bands. Is a lot of bands and some rappers and maybe one or two singers. It's like I said, you mix Cocoa Puffs and Kicks together. It's like you see more. You don't know. I'm not gonna say Kicks because Kicks is disgusting.
Yeah.
Reese Puffs. Fuck it, Reese Puffs. Like it's like the more peanut butter seal peels than chocolate. Is what I'm saying.
Yes. Now I'm hungry for Reese's Puffs.
And I have some.
Oh, you motherfucker! You know what? I'm gonna bring this up to the Surreal Resolution guys just so like they can chew you out, because we always get into fights over cereal and shit. But yeah, this lineup it's like if you went into someone's iTunes, like my iTunes, and just hit shuffle.
You get, that's the yes. Oh, wait, that's Pusha T. Oh, wait, there's Kalani. Hey, there's, who's DJ Sober?
Yeah, and, hey, look, it's Staples, hey, there's the Cannibal Corpse, what, Survive? Yeah, let's throw them in there, too. But, yeah, this is something that I actually kinda really want to go to. just a quick thing of note. The festival is taking place November 10th through the 12th. So, now I think about it, I got plenty of time to save money. I'm rubbing the hairs on my chin in a manner that simplifies that I'm thinking about something. Wait, symbolifies? That's not even a word. Symbolizes. Yeah, that. Let's go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that.
So yeah, sound on sound. It's certainly something. And that'll about do it for all the news. So there's just one last thing we gotta take care of. And that is the new album releases for June 30th, 2017. Starting at the top, we have the third album from electronic producer Washed Out, a visual album titled Mr. Mellow. We have the latest release from deathcore act The Acacia Strain titled Grave Bloom. The newest album from radio hard rock titan Stone Sour titled Hydrograd. The newest album from grindcore / death grind act Origin titled Unparalleled Universe. The newest album from TLC, which is just titled TLC. Coldplay are releasing a new EP titled Kaleidoscope.
Okay.
A new Iggy Azalea album, Digital Distortion, if you care about that.
That's getting released.
I know you all do, clearly. We have the new album from Calvin Harris titled Funk Wave Bounces Volume 1.
That one should be interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. Didn't we cover one of the songs on this podcast a while ago? Like, it's Calvin Harris track with Frank Ocean,
with Frank Ocean with Frank Ocean and Migos. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. And last but not least, we have a new visual album from businessman / businessman Jay-Z titled 444, exclusive to Tidal.
Well, no, fuck that, man.
Indeed. And that about does it for all that shit. So now is the part where we clean house and get the hell out of here. So, Mark, where can they find you on the internets?
On Twitter at Mac2HyperMedia, as always. And, of course, you can find me on my site at @theHyper1 at thehyper1.wordpress.com. Recently, I talked about, the spring anime season wrap up and saying like, oh, it's actually kind of decent. And now thinking about going this summer. Yeah, for those who are afraid that your anime might go to anime strike, yeah, be afraid. Be very, very, very afraid.
I am very afraid. For many things. Other than, anime strike. I'm just a very scared person in general. Anyway, as for me, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RobBarracuda. You can email me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the podcast, or just website stuff in general, robert@surrealresolution.com. Subscribe to the Decibel Boost podcast on iTunes and Google Play. New audio-only episodes go up every Wednesday. Video goes up every Friday on my YouTube channel. Just search Rob Barracuda or Decibel Boost and it'll come up. Be sure to click the subscribe and hit the bell tab so you're always notified when episodes go up on there if YouTube is your preferred place of choice. Also, remember, coming up in the next week or so, more specifically next week, we'll have the first of the Decibel Boost monthly album roundups. Woo!
Oh boy.
Where I'm sure we'll get to hear Mark bitch more about DJ Khaled.
Oh, damn it.
And me bitch about Katy Perry. Now we gotta force Alex to bitch about something. Does he have Tidal?
I don't know. I don't think he does.
Son of a bitch. We're gonna make him sit through Jay-Z, motherfucker. But anyway, as we've mentioned, this is the official music podcast of Surreal Resolution, which you can follow on Twitter at Surreal Rezo, and find us online at www.surrealresolution.com. Of course, you can also find the podcast on its own subdomain, decibelboost.surrealresolution.com, where you can check out the archives of our past episodes, and also while you're on the site, be sure to check out our other podcasts as well. If you're into gaming, check out The Training Stage. If you're into movies, check out Salty Flicks. If you're into anime, check out Podcast ONA, where Alex is somehow able to show up. Bastard.
Continuity is not... Yeah, fucking...
Yeah, this has about as much continuity as, regular show or something. Or SpongeBob. Anyway, be sure to check out a lot of our great Ring content as well. Currently, we have weekly write-ups of My Hero Academia, which we're finally catching up on as the series heads into its second core. King Explosion Murder! Just, what kind of name is that?
I don't know. I'm guessing some amount of a Rob Liefeld comic or some shit.
Pretty much. And, hey, why are you stealing my joke? You steal my Coke and you steal my jokes? Anyway.
It just came up.
Of course it did. Anyway, in addition to that, I have a couple more reviews going up this week. I have a movie review. I finally get to review Baby Driver for the site. Again, it's real good. And I'll have a latest album review for the new Vince Staples album, Big Fish Theory, which, spoiler, is also real good.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to jump into our Discord chat as well if you're, interested in just random bullshit. And as always, shout out to the producer, Mr. E, for graciously letting me use his music for this podcast. Links to his shit down in the description. Well, that'll about do it for this week's episode of Decibel Boost. So until next time, how the hell does the Marquess fuck?
I need this crane for some reason.